Welcome to the Tattered Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch. And as always, my co-host, Mike. You put your mic closer to your face.
Damn it.
What's been on, man?
Good?
You're good now. What's been on, man?
I've been dying of heat. It's like heat wave. Terrible.
It's 92 degrees here constantly or higher in West Virginia. Today we got a little downpour going on. So, yeah.
Last time it did that, it got worse.
Yes.
It was like, it's like, yeah, fucking rain. And then afterwards it just turned into steam and fucking roasted us.
Right. And that's like, they were like, hey man, we're getting rain Wednesday. From starting Wednesday, we're going to have rain for 7 days. And I was like, okay, well, that's not biblical. Alright, we're going to die. Because last time this happened, we fucking got pretty much killed. So, yeah. But I mean, the rain, while it lasted, I woke up to it, and it was just fucking downpouring. I was like, oh god, a little bit of relief before the storm. But,
yeah, it was weird, like, spring never really came. It was kind of just like, it was always like 60 and 50 degrees, which was weird. And then out of nowhere, it's like, now it's 80, and then next week it's 90.
Hey man, it's West Virginia, Florida time. That's where we're at. The past like 3 fucking years have just been like daunting as fuck during the summertime. But anyway, what's been going on, man?
I've been trying to finish my game.
What is the game called? Have you come up with a name?
I guess it'd just be named after the world that it would take place in.
Which is?
Running with the name Astra.
I love it. So how close are you to being finished with this tabletop?
No idea. I started making races, and truthfully, the smart way would probably be like, oh, just do a little bit and then test it and then go from there. And I'm like, nah, I got all this shit. I'm just gonna throw it at the wall, see what happens.
That's the way I do
it.
Right. I'm working on that Pokemon tabletop, and that's where I'm at with it. Like, I have like 75% of the game in my head. And all I have to do is review it with Sean with builds, and that's about it. But we pretty much already got that figured out. So, should be a good time on both our sides.
So, a lot of shit to do, though. So,
those will be recorded episodes, though. I don't know, Mike, do you want to record it for the show? Or because I'm doing my Pokemon one for the show.
Nah, because I have, like, so much shit that I have to focus on.
Gotcha. Well, there will be a Pokemon tabletop game for the show, listeners. There will be one. But, what were you saying, Mike?
I don't want to think about, like, being on a show and having everything I say recorded while I'm, like, trying to focus on, like, 20 different things.
Gotcha. That's fair. I've just been working and golfing. Playing Splitgate too, man. Just fucking hammering out with Nathan, friend of the show. It's pretty much all I've been doing, playing around Final Fantasy 2, right at the end game. Can't wait to complete that. Move on to 8. I was gonna save 12 for last. I think I'm gonna save 6 for last. Just because I'm already halfway through it. Like, might as well, 12 is...
Remember I watched you play that Splitgate game. I, had no idea what the hell you were talking about with the, reminds you of Halo thing. So I seen, the level layouts and shit. Cause, the gun skins, I, really don't like them. They have that real modern fucking, look like a paintball gun / a bike from the 90s look.
Yeah, I bought the Founders Pack for my faction, which is Arrows. They're the fast boys. Just black with, this weird, synergy fucking, electrified thing that, cruises over them. They're just black. I've still not run into somebody who has had the same skin as me, so it's pretty funny. Like, the only thing I don't have, because I've been playing it since day 3, the only thing I don't have from the very beginning is the Twitch drops. And apparently Nathan went and did it, and you have to watch the stream for like 6 hours to get this fucking thing. So he just spaced it out in between like a week, just to get these weapons or whatever. And I'm just like, I just want it just to say I have everything from the very beginning, but at the same time, I'm just not a Twitch dude. Like, I just don't care. And plus the skin's like purple with like white lines all over it. So like, not really a fan.
Have you ever done anything with Twitch?
I've watched like Tadpog streams and shit like that. And like talked to Dave and gave him dialars and random shit like that. That's about it. Like, Twitch just isn't really my thing.
Think you like, for your watch time, you can like get rewards and shit, and then is that like what you're talking about?
No, I like just like how you donate to somebody's stream. Like, I donated to his stream like one time, and he was like,
"Oh, it's actual money."
Yeah, I gave him like, I think it was like $5 or something for the stream. Like, I've been listening to Tadpog for years upon years upon years, so I was like, oh, hey, I'm finally, like, in a stream with him. And he was playing Echo the Dolphin in a dolphin suit. So, I was like, and then he shouted out my kid's birthday, which was, like, super cool. So, I mean, I was just running with it. Just gave him $5 or some shit worth of dielards or whatever the fuck it is. That's Twitch currency or some shit. But that's like my experience with Twitch. Like, it's just really like, at some point I will stream on Twitch and actually get familiar with it. But like right now, I'm not gonna watch a stream for 6 hours to fucking get a drop for something I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's a point where it's like, oh well, you could say, like, you could show that you've been here since day one, basically, but there are some things that you can't get back, like 6 hours of my fucking time. So,
what I watched was like, what I did was, I was watching some streamer some dude from YouTube that goes on to Twitch and streams late night and plays video games. And, what happens for him, and I think is a thing that a bunch of people do on Twitch, where it's, you get like these rewards for like 5 minutes, every 5 minutes or some shit for watch time. And then you save them, and like for like a low amount, you can like post a highlighted message that the streamer will usually read out loud. And then you get like, take a drink of your mixed drink and like other shit like that.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, it's the same thing with Twitter, formerly known as Twitter X. You can't see me, but I'm doing, like, the Donald Trump fucking okay symbols, whatever. Like, I don't understand how and why it has to be so fucking complicated on how you do things on these platforms. And, like, I know to most people, it's probably not, like, complicated, but it's like unnecessarily done. Like, the way it's done is, it's just unnecessary. Like, there's no, like, why can't I just click a thing that highlights it and we're done there? Like, like, why can't I just do that, or like have a star next to it or something? Like, why does it have to be like this weird timed pay for fucking thing, or like I have to retweet a tweet? It's like, how about you just call it a reply, like Facebook? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems...
it's what X works. But, it's kind of funny, actually. I made an X account and then immediately got my account suspended for some reason.
Yeah, I just don't get it. They're like, oh, you gotta there's a retweet and then there's a reply. And it's like, so you're just saying share. So just make it a share button. Like, why does everything have to be... Because what they do is they try to be different. And it's not different. It just makes it, like, stupid. It's like, just share it, dude. It's fine. You don't have to be different than everybody else. Like, it's the way your platform is managed that matters, not the way that you have everything set up. You know what I mean?
People are goofy. They like theme shit a lot.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do like the fact that, like, Twitter and X is like, hey man, it's just Facebook, but, like, unnecessarily more complicated. But guess what? We can all show titties and puss, and it's fine. Like, that's, like, really the only difference. Like, you can have, like, you can just, like, put nude photos on there. Like, porn stars will just put their nude photos on there, and it doesn't matter. But Facebook's like, nah, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, that's literally the only difference, besides the weird, the weird, system management, like, kind of deal. Like,
that touch took me some getting used to, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, I just don't know why it has to be so much different. Like, people kill people. Like, there's videos of people just, like, killing each other and shit on Twitter. It's just so weird. I deleted my Twitter last year because I was like, this is dumb. Like, this is dumb. And plus, there's, like, a weird surplus of, like, political things constantly going across my thing for no reason, and I subscribe to nothing political at all. So I don't know why. It's like, I'll be sitting there, and, like, I'll get a notification on my phone. And it's I don't know. It's just some person saying, this is why I don't talk to my dad, because he abuses me. And I'm like, what? Why is this here? Get out of here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It's fucking, I don't know. It's strange.
Wants you to interact with people, so it, like, shows you a bunch of random strangers all the time.
I hate it. Alright, you ready to jump on into it? Jump on in.
Let's go!
Alright, today we are talking about the movie Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro. This is, let me get rid of that McAfee fucking antivirus shit. This movie was made by Hayao Miyazaki, who is the person that runs Studio Ghibli. Like Mike pointed out to me, off the cast. This was before Studio Ghibli was Studio Ghibli. So it's just Miyazaki. So that's fine. It's just as good as Studio Ghibli movies. That's basically what we're gonna run it with. It was made in 1979. Animated action adventure comedy film, co-written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. It is the second animated feature film based on the 1967-69 manga series Lupin the Third by Monkey Punch. The film was Miyazaki's feature directional debut, after having previously worked as an animator for Toei Animation and Telecom Animation Film, and directing several animated television series including Lupin the Third Part 1. The Castle of Cagliostro, sorry, super Italian, I don't know that shit, follows gentleman thief Lupin the Third, who successfully robs a casino, only to find the money to be counterfeit. He heads to the tiny country of Cagliostro, and its rumored source of bills, and attempts to save the runaway princess Clarice from Count Cagliostro's men, and the Count plans to marry Clarice in order to cement his power and recover the fabled ancient treasure of Cagliostro, requiring Clarice's ancestral ring. Lupin insists his associates, Jigen and Gomon, sends his calling card to the Count to get Inspector Zenigata, his longtime nemesis, to the castle. After becoming trapped in the dungeon under the castle, Lupin and Zenigata form a pact to escape and foil the Count's counterfeit operation and save Clarice from her forced marriage to the Count. How'd you feel about the movie, Mike?
like the movie a lot. You
A
can tell
lot.
it's an old movie because after they robbed the casino during their little car trip, that's when the credits come in, which happens in very old movies.
Yeah, kicks off with a very, very beautiful, like, scenescape kind of traveling, swooshing by fucking intro with credits and shit. I fucking love this movie. I love the anime. I love everything about it. I actually forgot about Lupin because I have seen the anime before back on Adult Swim. I don't know if you ever watched it, but
I watched it all the time.
Oh, did you? Okay. See, I didn't know the times on this one. I only knew the times on like Inuyasha and shit like that. And Case Closed. But Lupin definitely brings back some memories. I love that shit. Everything is peak. I mean, this is just the way anime should just be made. That's just how I feel about it. It's great.
See, I forgot mostly about this movie and about Lupin until the father of the main character dresses up like Lupin, but it's Lupin from how he's originally depicted, because he has an iconic red coat that he's usually depicted with. And for some reason, this one has a green coat, but the father character calls him a snob because this is Studio Ghibli, so it has a lot better art than regular Lupin does.
Nice. Originally, despite initially underperforming at the box office, the Castle of Cagliostro has garnered high praise, with critics and historians noting the film's influence on Miyazaki's later works, becoming the most popular and well-regarded entry in the entire Lupin the Third franchise, and has since been recognized as a cult film. However, some have disapproved of its depiction of Lupin as a gallant hero instead of his original persona as a ruthless criminal. The film has served as a major influence on animators and directors worldwide, such as filmmaker John Lasseter and several Walt Disney Animation Studio films, including titles of the Disney Renaissance. The Japanese computer-animated film Lupin III, the First, okay, that's a weird title, in 2019, also has a plot structure loosely modeled after the Castle of Cagliostro. We have to watch that, because that's modern, so I want to see how different it is. Probably won't be as
How modern did you say it was?
2019.
Oh, did you say it was 3D animated? I hate that.
It's computer animated.
Okay.
I mean, if it's made by him still, if it's still made by Miyazaki, I mean, I'm sure it'll still be good, because he only puts out good shit, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow
that. Right. This movie's awesome. It starts out, they're robbing a bank, fucking cars crashing everywhere, hoods popping up out of the engines, fucking Lupin's face is on some pieces of paper, you know? And he's just making fun of them, and they realize it's counterfeit. Basically, this whole thing is like, we're trying to save the princess, though. It starts as trying to find the counterfeiter, the person who's making these counterfeit bills, and it turns into a damsel in distress story. The castle is fucking awesome. I mean, it's just him breaking into a castle, like, and saving her. That's kind of the whole movie here.
Yeah, after the credits roll at the beginning, they're just like driving along the road, and then they see this chick in a bride's outfit, just like being chased down by these thugs, and then like a James Bond like scene, like combined with Looney Tunes, kind of happens.
Yeah, because he like rides up the mountainside.
Yeah.
With the machine gun.
Opens up the back of his fucking car, and fucking like engine pops out and shit, and it starts fucking hauling ass.
Right. Very, very 80s kind of style comedy, cartoonish kind of deal going on here. I thought it was weird that the princess is just like constantly asleep, knocked out, or just kind of does whatever the fuck the count tells her to do.
Yeah, he like puts her in a trance at some point, and then he's like, he needs her ring, and at the end, he almost just like fucking kills her for it, and it's like, why didn't you do that in the first place? Why do you have to get married?
Well, that was my whole thing. I was like,
I don't think
your ring bearer has both rings. So it's like,
don't think he knows the secret to what the rings are used for is the problem.
well, neither the fuck did she. That was the thing. It was like, for some reason, I gotta marry this girl, but like, I have no idea what these rings do or what I'm supposed to do with these rings. So it's like, either way, no matter what, you were fucked if Lupin wasn't there to tell you how this works at the end.
I think he knew that like he needed to get married. Maybe that was like the only clue that he really had. I guess.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Lupin just put the rings together and turned it, and he was like, hey, this is how this kind of works right here. Because he was like, viewing a prophecy, and he was like, oh, I got this figured out because I'm a master thief, so I just know these things.
Lupin's very intelligent, and sometimes it's pretty much just like a Deus Ex Machina shit, where it's like they have to go through long explanations about how he did this shit. Very like Ocean's 11.
Yeah, and we got the classic creepy butler that's serving the count. We got him in the movie. That dude's a fucking weirdo. He's just Igor. He's just Igor. That's all he is.
I had the comment when we were watching it that like whenever the Count of Cagliostro originally like comes about, I forget if he's riding a plane or a boat or somehow or whatever, but he like comes out. His butler's just like waiting there, and for some reason he's like slightly green, and what? While this motherfucker is walking, this fucking butler like skillfully undoes his suit and takes it off of him, like without missing a beat. And that's better than money can buy right there, dude. Like you had to like train that motherfucker and him be willing to be trained that much. Cause that is like freaky levels of being able to help people.
Right. You got like classic cartoon moments like where they're sneaking through an aqueduct and they like fly down a waterfall. They're like, oh shit, and like there's like this full like whole minute scene of him just trying to swim up the waterfall and then just falls back down.
And he like worms through the fucking spinning wheels and all that shit.
Yeah, there's a cool little fight near the end where they're just fighting in a clock tower, just flying all over the spinning cogs and shit. It's a really fun movie.
I love that idea a lot.
Yeah, that one dude fucking got crunched. That was crazy. Wasn't expecting to see that. He's like, "Oh, don't look!" And you just hear, "Ah!" Fucking. Psst. The shots of and inside the castle are gorgeous, and like the size and like I get it, it's a cartoon or whatever, but like the size and overlay. Sorry, I just yawned. Like overlay of the whole fucking place is just insane. So you should definitely take appreciation if you ever watch this movie. Like, just look at that shit and be like, wow. You know what I mean? The big
I'd put that castle up on my wall if I had a picture of it.
Right. The big reveal of the treasure, though, isn't actually a treasure. What happens is he figures out. I don't know why I can't stop yawning. He figures out the whole codex on the ring and everything, and they link them together and turn them, And they go up to like this little fucking thing on the clock tower, and it opens up, and well, the big bad gets crushed to death by the clock hands, but it opens up, and the whole fucking like lake moat thing around the fucking castle drains, and it's a hidden, what is it, like Greece, like a whole fucking like city, like Greek architecture.
Romans like invaded that place or some shit, and then whenever they were overthrown, they flooded the Greek or the Roman part of the city so that they couldn't have it, and so it's like a pristine, quote unquote pristine, like it's underwater. It's probably a little pristine, but it's probably still all fucked up.
It looks kind of like, it looks a little fucked up. You know?
Yes, they call it pristine, and it looks like the fucking ruins. It's just like the pictures you would see of like certain Roman ruins that survived better than others. They kind of look like that, where there's like several collapsed columns and just columns laying around and shit.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of fuck. Yeah, I can't stop fucking yawning. I'm not even fucking tired. I don't know what's going on. There is this thing that reoccurs constantly where the Count thinks he has killed Lupin, and there's always these little fucking, well, you thought you got me kind of things that go on, like the fucking ring whenever they drop him down in this pit. One of the rings is a fake that he thinks he finally has, and it like boing a fucking spring with a fucking recorder on the other end, or a speaker or whatever, and he's like talking to him. He's like, you thought you got me, you bitch, but you didn't. And he's like, oh, by the way, this thing's set to self-destruct. And it's like, poof! Like, there's multiple of those going on in there. It's just like a real old-timey, goofy fucking cartoon. It's basically Tom and Jerry. That's how I look at it. It's just kind of like Tom and Jerry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like whatever they, and later in that scene you were talking about, Lupin's like, falls down this trap door, which we haven't really brought up, but like, there's a lot of like doors that are seamless in this place. Like, there'll be a secret wall, and it will like open in the center of the wall, and somehow when it goes back together, you can't like even tell where the crack is. Then there's like secret bookcases. There's a fucking elevator that goes up the outside of the fucking castle, and it's one of those round glass ones.
Right. Yeah, it's very James Bond.
Anyway, Lupin is like suspended by these spikes, just kind of like fucking positioning himself so he can hold on but not get stabbed, and then they like flush water down it. And there's these like dead bodies hanging from the ceiling, and the fucking basement, the floor is just flooded with corpses everywhere.
Yeah, they fucking, at one point for some reason, they put their clothes, so like all the guards come down to try and like find them to make sure they're dead, like him and the detective guy who hates him. They team up basically, but they come down to find them, and they dress skeletons in their clothes. And they're fucking like, ah, booga booga booga, and they're like, what the fuck is that? And then they just beat their asses from behind, and like for some reason the skeletons somehow can like go chomp 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 and like make fun of them at the same time. I don't get it. Like I said, very old cartoon. It works though. It's nice. It doesn't have to make sense in this one. That's how
Let's talk about the what are they called? Like foot soldiers.
Okay, the foot soldiers. Yeah, you say your opinion of the foot soldiers.
Whatever the guys they were knocking out, since there's only one way out of the dungeon, which is a secret underwater passageway. So they have like these frog dudes for some reason. They're like swimming up through, and they're actually like the usual guys with disguises are with aquatic suits on. Normally they're like these like night dudes that are all shrouded, and then they have like these long fingertips, and Mitch loves how they move.
No, they move around like fucking insects, and it's gross. And they make this weird sound when they surround Lupin in one scene. Like, it's like they just move like fucking bugs. It's gross. I don't know how to explain it. But they have like these fucking claws, like these metal gloves that are like claws. They're just like they're like ninjas like that. But they don't, like, use knives or anything else. They just have these fucking weird hand claw things. And it's gross. I don't like it.
I have a weird love for, like, the, like, claw thing and the little hand thing. For some reason, it just, like, looks so cool.
Yeah, it is sick. It's just kind of gross. Well, like, in this particular instance. There's a lot of, like, strange, funny little moments in here, too. Like, there is a scene where they're in a diner or a bar or whatever getting some spaghetti, and while they're having this very serious conversation, like, while Lupin and his partner, Jigen, that's his name, right, Jigen? Did I pronounce that right?
I think so.
Yeah, they're, like, having this conversation whilst, fighting over how much spaghetti they get off of, like, this giant centerpiece of spaghetti. I don't know.
It's weird. Jimon or Jigen. Giamon is the other dude. Jigen is like styled like a 1950s gangster type mafia dude, but he has such a Japanese name.
Right. Who's that other girl that you were talking about a lot before that you remember? She's like
Ichiko.
Yeah, she just kind of just shows up in the movie from time to time, and then disappears.
Yeah, her voice is a lot different than it usually is. They usually give her kind of like seductive type voice, and her personality is like way different.
What is it normally?
She's kind of like the femme fatale cat burglar type thing.
Ah, okay. Yeah, she just seemed like a military assault, like, stealth character in this one. Like, you know what I mean?
She's more like a temptress.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, she's just hardly in the movie. So, I'm just kind of like, I don't even know how to talk about her. She just shows
and it's weird, because they have the part where the whole plan is revealed, and they're like, oh, I'm going to use the detective is signaling for me to follow him, so I'm going to grab the mobile camera and jump down. And so, like, this is written in, the 70s. So that means that the fucking camera is this ginormous monstrosity, and then the fucking thing she picks up is like a shoulder-mounted fucking thing.
Right. Yeah, there's like a thing where basically the detective, that is Lupin's nemesis, he is trying to tell the rest of the world, like the world leaders, and like he like holds counsel and shit of his findings, and he's like, hey man, like I've seen their counterfeit operation, gives them counterfeit bills and everything, and they're all like crook, like basically they're all bought and paid for, and they will not fucking go after the count. They just won't do it because they're pussies. And they shun him, and he basically gets booted off of his job over the entire thing, and then goes back to it anyway, just to like try and expose him. So basically Lupin and everybody put together like this camera crew, quote unquote, of like all of his friends, and they fucking film it for the whole world to see because it's during his wedding, and that's how they expose him, and that's like basically kind of the ending, the big ending stretch there, how that starts out during the marriage, because the world wants to see this, I don't know the word to use for it, because like Cagliostro is its like own state essentially, and the marriage is supposed to be live broadcasted to the world. So they just like do that, and they fucking expose them, and that's how like everything kind of happens.
The wedding scene is like really crazy because like the dudes that were the main like foot soldiers, they like now have like these giant black pointy hats, and they have fucking swords that are fucking the size of people.
They look like the KKK, but instead of white, it's black. Like their white outfits are now black. They look like the KKK, and they have these giant swords.
They march in these elaborate fucking well, not really elaborate, but like they march in patterns, and they're doing these fucking like movements all in unison with the fucking swords and shit. And then like, what's it? The princess is in a trance, so she just kind of goes along with everything. Lupin's all bandaged up and beat up, and he makes himself like a ghoul, and then his friends like cover him, and then they blow up the ghoul or stab it, and it's just a fucking scarecrow. There's also these candles that are like 6 foot tall, and they're enormous. So that room that has like all stained glass is probably 900 fucking degrees.
Yeah, the movie is pretty fucking insane. Like, there's a lot in there. Like, there's a lot. It just cuts scene to scene to scene to scene to scene. And there's just, like, so much happening. And it's done really well. Again, I have just started getting into, like, older films. Like, live action, like, not anime films, you know what I mean? And, like, I love it. And then, now we're over here, I'm seeing this anime side of it, and I just kind of, like, look at it, where I used to just fucking hate old films and shit like that, and I don't know why, I just didn't like the way they looked, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna give it a shot. And, I mean, not to sound like an old person, but, like, man, they just did it better back then. Everything was just better back then. Like, the animation is top tier. Like, I don't know. I'm a huge old school Tom and Jerry fan, so like, I don't know if for some reason that was the only old cartoon that I ever really liked, besides like shit like that. But like, the animation is even older than that, and it's like goofier, and it's just way more fun than today's shit. I don't know, man. What do you think?
So I was thinking about this before. I seen one of those posts. It's like, oh, has music gotten better? And then it shows you like the top charts of how many ever years. And it was pop music, so it was all trash. But but that really the thing I've started to pick up on is that music and like any art form took like a lot of dedication and a lot of different knowledges. Like, you have to know like anatomy to do drawings of people and shit like that. And it seems that stuff nowadays can be, since it's more easily made, sometimes it's just crapped out instead of like everything thought about. Like, whenever you have to meticulously make every piece of something, you actually have time to think it out, and you're like working with it so you know how it works, so then you can, add another puzzle piece, and and then make your giant picture. And then now it's more like you just kind of throw shit together, and every once in a while it works.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's, like, I think I told you about this before. So, like, even on a tablet, I go to my tattoo artist, and he has a tablet where he can just make a drawing and then automatically spin it around, and it's 3D. It's not like you're not getting every. It's like you said, every piece of everything. Like you're not doing that. You don't have to do that. I should say. Like obviously you're getting a tattoo done. You're gonna do every piece of that, like they did back in the day, like making this movie and shit. But like, I can only imagine if like you could just buy like a $2,000 tablet and just do that kind of art form on it, just automatically, like after you build something really fast on it. I can only imagine like whenever your budget is like a fucking $20 million film, like what you can do on computers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 20 million's also like super low. That's like
no, well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, like, okay, 100 million, but you can only imagine what they could do just by like, make a face and like it automatically just makes a head with it and you just spin it around. I don't know how it actually works, but you know, yeah, it's probably insane how it's done. You probably make one model and then like have like an automatic like walking effect, and you just put that on the picture and it just walks. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
I could imagine that being a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone.
It's weird though. Like I was watching something about like somebody where they're like a graphic designer or a model maker, and they made like this model for a mech, and they tried to make it walk. And they went through all the trouble of like painstakingly making this walking animation. And then they put it in front of an actual animator and they were like, okay, this is horrible. And then they like did something that made it like look fluid and great. And it's like, you know, some art skills don't carry over, or like over specialization into one thing because of how complicated everything is now. Makes it so things have to be done a certain way, maybe.
Yeah, like I can imagine them making a model and then them like turning on an animation mode and like say they like take the knee, right, and they move it up, and then they take the foot and then bring it down, and then they just hit repeat, like a repeat button or something, and then like there's their walking. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
retarded.
yeah, like I feel like it's like kind of one of those things, maybe. But I know nothing about it. That's just what I imagine it would be like. But you can tell
the thing is, like, sorry, guys.
You can just tell that there's a lot of love that went into these like old films like this.
Yeah, see, a lot of things like He-Man were like rotoscoped, where they had like actual people do the things that the characters would do, and then they traced over them and then like put the character's head and clothes on them. And like,
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, because it's like super complicated. You don't really think about it, but like how, like, you learning how to walk as a kid is easier because you're a kid and you don't know shit, so you just absorb shit. And then you, like, if you get crippled or like have some injury, you have to relearn how to walk, and it's like, oh, you have to move your toes, you have to move your ankles slightly, you have to move your knee slightly, and then your hip moves, and then like the rest of your torso actually kind of moves when you walk, and it's like you have to think about that shit, so then whatever you try to animate it, it's like takes a lot more effort, and then it's like a lot of skill and thought that goes into like a lot of the artistry, and they do it really well here, even with the exaggerated movements and stuff that the characters have, because they take advantage of being animated.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of like goofy ass fucking random animated things in this game, in this show. You know, like I said, the waterfall swimming up thing, and then there was like the other fucking. I think when he was falling, trying to swim up through the air, like really old school, like cartoony fucking shit. Like, and it just, it kind of overstayed its welcome because he'd be doing it for like 30 seconds to a minute at a time. Yeah. But it's still funny. Yeah, man. I mean, this is a great movie. I think everybody should check it out. Kind of don't want to talk too much about it. Just because if you've never seen this kind of shit before, you need to experience it.
One last thing first. How about his fucking belt buckle?
Okay, the belt buckle fucking what? It's not a zip line. It's like a what is it?
Kind of grappling hook. I don't. Does he throw it or does it shoot out? I think
the grappling hook shoots out of his sleeve, and then his belt buckle opens up, and there's a tiny little crank, and he just cranks it. It just goes down real easy. Again, very James Bond, fucking weird shit.
Wires impossibly thin.
Right. You know what it kind of Inspector Gadget kind of deal. Alright, guys. We'll catch you later.
No.
What is it?
We should review Inspector Gadget.
No. I haven't seen that so. Alright, guys. Catch you later.
Adios. Muchachos.
Muchachos.